Hello and thank you for being here today. I invite you to join me for a intermediate yoga practice where we will, with intention, practice for our 7 main chakras. Our root chakra and our sacral chakra, our solar plexus chakra, our throat chakra and our third eye chakra and our crown chakra. And we will go through them as we venture through the poses today. And my intention is for it to leave you clean and clear and aligned and more in tuned and tapped in and feeling more at ease. So let's take a comfortable seat on our yoga mat. This is Freckles. Let's take a comfortable seat and bring our hands together in front of the heart. Centering in towards the root chakra where we have our feelings and our self-esteem and the connection to community, connection to family, connection to earth, and also represents our bones. It represents our self-worth, of belonging. It represents nourishing foods, material things that we might be attached to. We'll start there and we'll take 3 deep, nice clearing ohms all the way in towards the bones and from the bones. Take a nice big inhale. Your eyes and come on to all fours. Spread the fingers nice and wide and tuck the toes under, knees onto the floor, and from here start to arch your spine to the sky and hollow your back. And inhale, arching the spine up towards the sky, hollowing your back. And again, inhaling, exhaling, and coming back into your hollow back and coming into a neutral spine and downward facing dog from the seat, from the sit bones, from the space of your Muladhara chakra. Extend out through the legs, all the way out through the feet, from the space of the sit bones, of the perineum, of the root. Just extend it all the way down in towards the legs, in towards the heels, into the heart of earth. Spreading the fingers nice and wide. Look between the hands. Come up on your toes, bend the knees. Take a step or a hop over to the hands. Inhale, long spine, and exhale, fold. Press the feet, inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky, palms together and hands to the heart. And from here, just widen the feet. So we have a little wider stand and feel a little bit more at ease in our legs and more open in towards the whole seat area. Sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, hinge and fold for half Surya Namaskar in a nice wide stand. Inhale, long spine. Exhale and press the feet. Inhale, bring it all the way up towards the sky. And hands to the heart. Exhale, release the hands, and again, bring it all the way up. Exhale, hinge and fold, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold, press the feet. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Palms together, hands down through the center line. One more time. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Nice, steady, wide Uttanasana. Inhale, long spine. And exhale, place the hands, step back to downward facing dog. Pulling energy in all the way towards the deepest part of the core, from the skin to muscle, from the muscle to bones, all the way in, hugging in all our belongings that we sometimes leave around us. Then from that energetically place, we'll just plug it all the way back in. Step your right foot between your hands and come into two hands supported side angle with your hands out to the side, with your right knee bent over your right ankle. Elongate from your hips to your shoulders to the wrists, and give yourself one more breath right here. And exhale, hands to the front. Step it all the way back, downward facing dog. Take your left foot between the hands, two hands supported side angle, both feet flat on the floor, and bend your front knee over your ankle. Extend out evenly from your seat, out the legs, out the feet, and staying fully grounded as we are with intention, bringing awareness to the root chakra, to the Muladhara chakra, where we feel the sense of belonging, the sense of self-worth, the sense of community. Bring your hands back onto each side of your left foot, step it back to downward facing dog. Come forward to plank pose, hands and toes, and pull the ribs all the way in and extend energies out the legs, out the feet. Take your knees to the floor, take your chin and chest to the floor. Stay nice and rooted in your Ashtangasana, and inhale into Cobra, inner shoulder to outer shoulder, and exhale, release, bring it back down, push back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. From here, step your, pick any foot between the hands, turn my way over this way, and come into 2 feet wide apart, staying nice and grounded. Tuck the toes slightly in and the heels slightly out, and get a nice inner rotation onto your thighs, and get a nice big open wide space for the seat, and untying any knots in hamstrings or adductors, clearing the pathway. Take your hands underneath your shoulders. Turn your right toes out to the side and come back into 2 hands supported side angle with your hands out to the side. Front knee over the front ankle. And then take your tailbone down towards the floor, straight down, and bring your right forearm to your right thigh. Sweep your left arm up towards the sky for extended side angle. Take the top arm over the ear, full extension. From here, hugging even more towards the seat, and extend your right fingers to the floor behind your right shin ankle for extended side angle, Parsva Konasana. Give yourself a few breaths right here, and hug your skin to your muscle and the muscle to bone. Windmill the top arm and extend your front knee and come into Trikonasana. Left arm up towards the sky. Find all 4 corners of the feet and root down strongly through the pathways from the root center, down the legs into the feet. And exhale from here, hand to hip. Take the gaze forward, step it up into Ardha Chandrasana, bending your standing knee and leveling your right hip and your right ankle above and below each other. Spread your left toes, take the gaze up towards the sky, and take your left arm up for a Ardha Chandrasana, staying nice and plugged in towards the center line. Lift your heart, your chest, your lungs, and exhale, release hands to the floor. Turn your hands all the way down and turn your hips so that they're facing down. Come up onto your right tippy toes, claw the fingertips, and extend out the legs, out the toes, out the 7,000 nerve endings in each foot, and exhale from there. Step it all the way back and flow over towards Prasarita Padottanasana, feet wide apart pose, hands over this way. Hinging your hips and your ankles above and below each other. And from here, take your hands underneath your shoulders, turn your left toes forward, bend your front knee, coming to two hands supported, side angle, extending your back leg nice and strong. And take your left forearm to your left thigh, sweep your right arm up towards the sky, extended side angle, bending your front knee over the front ankle. And from your center, from your root, from your seat, press down into the legs, like hug it all the way in, and then extend out through the legs, through the feet, and kind of start to awaken the pathway even a little bit more, cleaning and clearing into the root center. Take your left fingertips to the floor, sweep the right arm up and over, extended side angle. Give yourself a few breaths right here. Press into your back leg, bottom ribs forward, top ribs back, and exhale, release. Come into Trikonasana, two straight legs, two straight arms, ground down from your seat, in through the legs, in through the feet. Give yourself a few nice deep breaths here to start the clearing and the cleaning of the pathway for manifestation to be able to take place. Want to make sure that we have a nice clear line of energy when we are finished with our practice today, through the entire spine and all the energy layers that it governs. Take your top hand to the hip, gaze down, step it up, Ardha Chandrasana, balancing half moon. Lift your right leg 90 degrees, bend into your left leg so your hip and your ankle are stacked and that there's a nice pathway through the knees. Sweep the right arm up to the sky. Take the gaze up towards the thumb. Give yourself a nice couple of breaths here, stabilizing all the layers. Another breath, and then exhale. Take your hands all the way down, turn your hips facing downward, forward and downward. Spread your fingers, come up onto your left tippy toes and bring all belongings into the midline. Hug in towards the front of the spine. Extend your right leg up towards the sky and exhale, release. Take it all the way back down and step back to your downward facing dog. Come forward to plank pose and lower chaturanga. Inhale to your up dog or cobra. Exhale, bring it back down. We'll do two more of those. Moving the energy up towards the second energy center, Svadhisthana. Represents feelings, represents reproductive organs, sexual organs, represents the flow in our body and the flow around us. We'll move it up to the space right below the belly button, the center where we store a lot of creativity, where we store a lot of feelings and connection with others. Take a breath into that and see where that might take us in our minds and how it connects our mind and our second chakra together. We might start to unleash some energies to become more creative in any direction. Take your feet all the way together. Take your right heel up towards the horizon and bring it all the way up towards the sky. Take your right knee to your left, to your right elbow, left elbow, and circle it all the way around. We'll give ourselves some nice big circles in the right hip. And step your right foot between the hands. High crescent lunge. Root down from your sacral region all the way down through your seat, through the root chakra, and extend up into high crescent lunge. Exhale, release. Hands to the floor. Sweep your right leg up to the sky. Come forward to plank, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, clearing the pathways. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take your feet back together. From the space below the belly button, lift your left leg up towards the sky, and with intention, move some energy in your sacral region as you move your left knee to your left elbow to your right elbow. And we'll keep that going. One more, bringing it all the way up to the sky. Step your foot between the hands, high crescent lunge. Take your arms forward and up, clearing the pathways in the legs to unleash and open pathways from the lower belly. Kind of dusting off feelings, dusting off creative projects maybe that has been laying around. Take your hands to the floor, left leg up to the sky. Come forward to plank, lower chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take 3 nice deep breaths here. Breathing, softening, melting. Step 1 foot between the hands and come over with your hands to my side. Take your arms forward, 1 breath, and then right elbow to your right knee and your left toes up to the sky, and bring it up and over to the second side. Right toes up to the sky, and bring it up and over again. Take your right elbow into your right knee, flip yourself over to the side. Take your left knee to the floor, left hand out to the side, big wide open crescent twist in towards the deeper layers of the lower belly. Take your right hand to your left foot, bend in towards your left elbow, lift your heart, your chest, your lungs. You might come down onto your forearm and lift up, breathing, softening, and exhale, release. Hands to the floor. Take your right forearm in towards your right inner knee, and then sweep your left elbow in towards your left knee, Skandasana, and come around over to your left side, taking your right knee to the floor, low lunge, crescent thigh stretch. Take your left arm up to the sky, or monkey pose prep. Bending your elbow on your right side, take your hand into your right foot and come forward in towards the outer hips, and find some nice good juicy spaces and spots into the front of the quad, so that the energies in the lower belly, in your second chakra, in the Svadhisthana, can start to unleash and untie and unknot. And exhale, release, hands to the floor. Step it all the way back to downward facing dog. Float through your vinyasa, or stay in down dog. Take your pick. Exhale, bring it all the way back to your downward facing dog. Take a couple of nice deep breaths right here. With intention, breathe into all the layers of the body, and also breathe in to the space right below the belly button. Breathe. Every time you take a breath, we'll give it a little massage on the very exhale, and hold it in for a moment before we begin our next inhale. Just giving the body a chance of expelling energetically anything that needs to just kind of have a little extra help and push out that might be weighing us down. We'll take 1 more breath here. Excellent. And then bring your feet together, and we'll move our way up into our third energy center, the solar plexus chakra, the Manipura chakra, the center of the will, our willpower, the fire. Sweep the right leg up towards the sky. Take your knee to the third eye, arch your spine. Bring it all the way back up. Take your knee to the third eye, bring it back up, massaging into the belly, and bring it back up. stirring the juices in the belly. Step your right foot between the hands, and with intention, making an even flow of fire for the digestive system in towards our solar plexus, our Manipura chakra, keeping the organs healthy by giving them a nice massage and even breath, even way of moving. Exhale, release, hands to the floor. Step it all the way back, sweep your right leg up, come through vinyasa. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bring your feet together, spread your fingers. From your power center, sweep your left leg up towards the sky. Take your knee to your third eye, bring it back up. Take your knee to the third eye, bring it back up. One more. Take your knee to the third eye, bring your leg back up. Step your foot between the hands, right foot flat, emerge up into warrior one. Super powerful pose, raising all the way up from the fire in our belly. And at the same time, descending down in towards the legs, in towards the feet. We'll take one more breath here and exhale. Bring your hands to the floor and step your left leg up to the sky. Come forward to plank, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, and exhale into downward facing dog. And from here, take yourself over to a seat. Come up onto the toes, bend the knees, look between the hands and step or hop to your seat. And come onto the center of your mat and come all the way down onto your forearms. You can take your hands underneath your sacrum, bring your knees into the chest. We're just gonna give our power center a little massage. Sometimes it can get a little stagnant in there and we can hold on to things and then digestive issues arises. So we'll just want to make sure that we keep a nice even flow and feel at ease after when we have finished our Manipura chakra sequence. Bring the knees into the chest and extend your legs out. Bring it all the way in, extend your legs out, bring it in, extend it out, and exhale and inhale. And again, squeezing the skin to the muscle, muscle to bone. Exhale, inhale, and exhale, inhale. And just like with intention, ridding ourselves of any impurities that might be weighing us down, kind of stirring the fire in the belly. We'll do two more and bring it back out. One more, bring it back out. Come all the way down onto the belly and we'll do the same thing. Take the hands to the side and extend, legs in and out. You might have your hands underneath your sacrum, so it's kind of like a reverse abdominal curl with intention of massaging anything that wants to kind of be brought up and massaged and stirred up and released out from our Manipura chakra down to the second Svadhisthana and in towards and exit out through our Muladhara chakra, all the way out the legs, out the feet. Just keep this going. A few more. Exhale all the way out, inhale. Nice. And we'll do three more. And two more. And last one. And then from here, we'll keep it going. We'll take the hands behind the head and give ourselves the same leg variant. This time the shoulder blades are lifted up. Elbows on the side of the knees. Inhale, exhale, and exhale as you come and do your deeper crunch. So find your pattern of your breath where you feel like you are doing the most detoxification of the organs by just simply pumping the belly. I think we have a few more in us. 4 more. And we'll do 2 more. And last one. And bring your knees into the chest. Extend your arms and your legs. Hook your thumbs. Give yourself a couple of breaths right here. And release the hands to the sides. Bring the knees into the chest. And cross your legs. Come to downward facing dog. Grab your yoga mat and take your tiger dog, or simply just calling it a dog where we grab the yoga mat so that we get a little release and a little break for the wrists. Come up onto the toes, bend the knees. We also get a whole lot of curve just by switching the grip on the hands into the spine. And raising the sit bones, curving into the lower back, bring your thighs towards your ribs, look forward towards the hands, and just gently starting to tap up towards the upper chakras. For now, we'll root our heels down, come to downward facing dog, and step 1 foot between the hands, and come all the way over to feet wide apart. This way, and then take your right hand in the center, take your left arm up to the sky, big wide open crescent twist. Exhale, switch second side, left hand down, right arm up towards the sky, and exhale, bring it all the way back down. Take your forearms to the floor, palms together, arc the spine to the sky, and give yourself a nice big hug into the midline. 1 more breath right here. You can release your neck, your head, and release the spine, hands over towards one side. I'm going to turn towards my wall because we have an inversion. If you wanted to play with some inversion, you might raise yourself up from the fire of your belly by hugging everything in. First, we'll come all the way down onto our knees, arc the spine up towards the sky, and hollow the upper arm bones. Come back to our beloved cat-cow, which is so helpful to clear the front and the back of our chakras. So this certainly does touch everything. It helps us to ground and root by getting a nice internal rotation on the thigh, and then it helps us to expand organically out by externally rotate the thighs and getting all kinds of juicy twists and turns in towards the spine. From here, come back to your downward facing dog, please. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Step your right foot between the hands and come nice and low. And drink it in through the heart space. And exhale, extend both legs. Come into Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Long spine, and exhale, hinge and fold. And from here, we are going to elaborate into Parivrtta Trikonasana with your left hand outside your right shin ankle, with your right hand to the hip. And twist and turn in towards the organs. Twist and turn in towards the seat, in towards the lower back, and certainly moving the twisting, spiraling up in towards the heart, the throat, and towards our top of the head. Exhale, release. Bring it back down. Step back, downward facing dog. Take your vinyasa by having a nice, big, open, articulated spine. Exhale, pull back, downward facing dog. Left foot between the hands. Drink it all the way in, long spine. And a little smile. And then exhale, extend both legs. Hinge and fold, pyramid pose. An excellent reminder to bring everything in towards the midline. Take your right hand outside your left shin ankle, straight down from the shoulder to the wrist. Left hand can come to the hip, or it can come all the way up towards the sky for twisty turning and kind of neutralizing the fire that we have kind of going on through all of the centers right now. At least I am. I'm hoping that you have a little bit of fire going too. Exhale, release. Hands to the floor and step it all the way back, downward facing dog. Come forward to your plank, lower to your chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, and exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. From here, we're going to give ourselves a nice big wide open for the legs, coming into Hanuman pose. And for me, that takes a lot of Manipura, it takes a lot of the belly juices, it takes a lot of the muscles in the belly. So there's a whole lot of fire, there's a whole lot of hugging in towards the midline. Step the right foot between the hands, take the left knee to the floor, sweep the arms up to the sky for Anjasana, and then exhale, release, hands to the floor. Come into Ardha Hanuman, extending your front leg, hinge and fold over the front leg. And exhale. From here, you might decide to start shimmy your way in towards the full Hanuman pose. Maybe you'll have a block or pillow or blanket or something for your right hamstrings. Just gonna move it back and forth, hugging in from the root through the second chakra all the way up towards the belly, up towards the sternum. And exhale. From here, hands to the floor, step it back, downward facing dog, and switch to the second side. Step your left foot between the hands and bring your right knee to the floor. Take your arms forward and up for Anjasana, low lunge. Tapping in a little deeper towards the quad, towards the deeper layers of the belly. And exhale, release. Hands to the floor. Extend your left leg. Toes up to the sky. Hinge and fold for Ardha Hanuman. Half splits. You might stay here, or you might start to shimmy your way in towards your version of the splits. Maybe you have blocks or blankets underneath. From here, use all the abdominal muscles you have and pull all the way up. And then from there, extend into your Hanuman pose to get a nice big elongation through the legs and feeling a little extra grounded wherever you might be. You might be sitting on a block for more security for your hamstrings. From your sternum, descend all the way down, out the legs, out the feet. And exhale, release. Hands to the inside. Step it all the way back, downward facing dog. Give yourself a few breaths right here, or float through your vinyasa. Plank pose, chaturanga, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, and exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. From here, come up onto your knees, come down onto your forearms, and we'll just bind all that together and really bring in all of the belongings that belongs to our root chakra, to our second chakra, to our third chakra, and rise up from there through the heart center and up through the top 3 layers as well of our energy system. Take your palms together. Take your half down dog, your dolphin pose. Flush the forearms down. And you might stay right here. You might walk your feet in and be here. Shoulders and hips might become more stacked. And you can take your right leg up and you can rise up with the power of your seat, of your creativity, of the fire in the belly, and raising yourself up with your feet on a wall, or with one leg up, or coming into your variant of a forearm balance. To give a little extra awareness in towards the heart center and juicing it up behind the heart around the lungs, around the shoulders. And gently making your way down as you came up. And then from here, give yourself a child's pose, big toes together, knees apart. And then slowly coming up onto all fours and plug the upper arm bones into that juicy space of the upper back and tone into the belly. Moving our journey up in towards the heart center, into Anahata, into the center where we have feelings of self-worth, of love for others, and most importantly, love for ourselves, before we can even go out and love others. And we also have empathy. We have the center for our circulatory system that governs the blood and the oxygen, the breath, the life, the prana, the force through our body, that we are moving about by just doing any of our practices of yoga, or simply just walking in the forest. Today we're doing yoga. Come up onto the toes, bend the knees, and come to the hands, please. Inhale, long spine. And exhale, hinge and fold. You can have your feet outer hip widths apart. Take your hands to your hips, elbows to sky. Come all the way up to standing and release the hands, and take your hands behind you and interlace. Roll the shoulders up and back. Take your ears back. Bend into the knees so that your hips and your ankles are stacked, and hinge and fold from there. Take the top of the head towards the floor. Maybe leave your hands on your sacrum. Maybe take your hands up towards the sky as we open the pathway from the lungs, from the heart, out through the shoulders, out through the arms, which they are an extension from the center of the fourth chakra, Anahata. Sometimes there has to be a lot of turning and churning to feel anything at all in our heart center. There has to be a lot of different practices. Today we are choosing yoga poses in a flowy, fun way. Take your hands to the sacrum. Take your hands to the floor. There are many pathways to the chakras, for sure. And we are just grounding the hands down and letting the energies from the shoulders, from the heart, make it all the way down into the hands and into the palms. We'll take one more breath here. And exhale, step back to our downward facing dog. Spread your fingers nice and wide and roll yourself over onto plank pose, and we'll continue a little bit more with the shoulders. Turn your palms and come into side plank. Take your left arm up to the sky and take your gaze up towards the thumb. From your sternum, extend all the way out down into the feet. And then from there also extend your heart up towards the sky. And exhale, release hands to the floor, coming to plank pose, and turn to your second side. Stack your feet for a variant of plank. Take your right hand up towards the sky, and from your sternum, extend all the way down through the layers. Lift your heart, your chest, your lungs. Take the gaze up towards the thumb and feel a nice energy going through the heart center, from heart of earth on your left hand and heart of source in your right hand. And exhale, release hands to the floor and take it all the way back to downward facing dog. Come up onto the toes, bend the knees, look between the hands, come forward. Inhale, long spine, and exhale, fold. Come onto your hands and your knees, please. All fours. Arc the spine up towards the sky. And exhale. Come all the way back down, hollow, and bring it all the way back up. And come to all fours. Turn your left palm slightly out. come over onto your left toes and extend your right leg. Take your right arm up to the center. Right arm inside your right foot on the back for a supported thigh stretch, supported heart opening all the way. We're just gonna like drink it into the heart space and lean back, and the quad is gonna face forward, and we're gonna take the gaze up, and we're gonna open up in towards the right shoulder, in towards the whole heart center. The gateway from the upper 3 chakras and the gateway to the lower 3 chakras. We want to make sure that we have a nice, even, beautiful pulsation through the heart center. Turn the right palm slightly out, tuck your right toes under left foot out to the side, and take your left arm up to the sky. Bring your shoulder blades down on the back, left hand inside your left foot, press your hand and your foot into each other, square your quad off towards the front and your foot towards the back, and drink it into the heart space and lean it up. Pull from your hips towards your shoulders into the space right in the back of the heart. Give yourself a couple of nice deep breaths and exhale, release. Take it all the way back down. Take your hands forward, come into feet wide apart, come into Anahata, heart pose with your chin down, your palms down, forearms down, drinking it in. And gently bring it back up. Feeling a little bit more at ease, a little bit more open and free flowing energy from the heart all the way down towards the seat. Come on towards your, come and have a seat, and we'll have a little fun rolling. We'll roll it all the way down. Bring your arms forward and bend your knees, heels down, and come down vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way down towards the yoga mat. Find the whole spine and roll through your vertebrae on the way down. Take your hands around the yoga mat, scrunch the mat up, and from here, feet hip width apart, or I like to have them a little outer hip width apart. Press the head down, bring the shoulder blades underneath you, second toe forward. You can always kind of peek and see what's going on with the heels and the toes. I like to be slightly pigeon-toed for my hamstrings and for my hips, so that they are just lined up for clear and clean energy flowing through. Feet pressing down, and lift the outer hips up. Roll the shoulders underneath you and lift the outer hips up and come into the upper back and coming into Setu Bandha Sarvanjasana. You can take your hands underneath you and interlace them, and finding a little bit more space in towards the heart center, and moving gently also up in towards our throat chakra, where we have our sound, our speech, where we hear, where we speak our truth as well. We'll start tapping into that a little bit. They are all interconnected. Exhale, release, and take your spine back down to the floor. And from here, we are going to take our feet forward and take the hands, grab the yoga mat again, and then we're going to pull ourselves forward and kind of in a nice archway. Lift the heart, take the top of the head towards the floor, and it's like we have this nice bridge of flowy energy all the way from the feet up through the femurs, up through the lower belly area, up to the heart, up towards the throat. So here we are, and we're going to bring the legs together, hands together, and extend our hands and our feet up into an angle of a fish pose, and clearing and cleaning in towards the throat center. And we'll take one more breath here, and sitting down the feet, taking the hands by the shoulders, hands down. We have this nice curve on the spine. Bring your feet in and raise up from there into Urdhva Dhanurasana. And moving back and forth. We'll take a nice long back bend. Then you might walk your feet in. You might bend your elbows to get your shoulder blades more on the back and come up onto your toes. You can, with intention, untie knots into your heart center and open the pathway freely with the breath through the heart down to the lower chakras and staying grounded and connected as we move our journey up. A few more breaths right here. And walk the feet back out and come all the way down onto the back. Take your hands around your thighs, right at the base of the femurs, and just gently bring your femurs away from your seat, and the sacrum stays on the floor, but the lower back lifts up. And there is a natural curve in the lumbar spine, and there's untying of knots in the whole back body. And we'll give ourselves a few more breaths right here. And then take the hands out to the side and a little twisty, turny neutralization of our bends with windshield wiper, with our legs side to side to side. Breathing, softening, and keeping this going for a few more times until we feel like it's nice and soft from the hips up through all the layers of the spine. And bring the knees into the chest and hug it all the way in. Take your hands underneath the knees and roll up into a comfortable seat. Seated forward fold with our arms up towards the sky, feet together. Bring your front side of the belly all the way in, and then hinge and fold, and give the back body a nice extension, a nice big elongation, a nice big kind of opening all the way from the seat all the way up towards the base of the skull, folding. Feeling the breath moving freely. And gently bring it all the way up and come back onto your back. Please bring your legs up towards the sky. We can stay here with the legs up, or we can move a little in a different way, more in towards the throat. And sometimes it certainly is nice to have blankets and props for shoulder stand. So you might choose to stay here. It's perfect. We're still getting the nice awareness in towards the throat with just our mind, like thinking Vissuda, throat chakra. Press the palms down and lift your legs up and over for plow pose, for halasana, rolling the shoulder blades underneath, interlacing the hands, and finding a little bit more space in towards the shoulders, in towards the back of the neck. Hands can come on your backside, and you can lift your legs up, either one at a time or both, into your shoulder stand. And giving some nice, good awareness and massage in towards our throat center. The cervical spine is off the floor. Shoulder blades are supporting you. The lower chakras is raising you up towards your heels, towards the mounds of the big toes, and up and away from there. And we'll stay one more breath, and then exhale. Bring it all the way back down, toes to the floor, hands to the floor. Press your palms down and roll down vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. And feeling a nice clear pathway through the throat with the breath, through the heart center, and all the way down, straight down towards the heels. And you might hold your legs a little bit over the floor, your yoga mat. Bring your lower back in and exhale. Take it all the way back onto the floor. From there, bring your knees in, and we're gonna come and roll all the way over to our downward facing dog. I have a blanket here that I'm gonna use. Don't have to use a blanket, you can use a block, or you don't have to have anything. You can grab like a, whatever you have, like a box or something next to you, or who knows what's available in your house. Be creative, use whatever you need to use. We're gonna take a nice wide down dog. We are moving up through our third eye, up to our Ajna center, our intuition, where we are connected with all our thoughts, with everyone. And we want to make sure that the thoughts that we have is appropriate for us, that we pick up only thoughts that are beneficial for us. Sometimes there's too much incoming traffic, so we balance it by just bringing some awareness into it. Take downward facing dog, awareness of staying connected with those thoughts and beings that has information and intuition, deep intuition for us. So you might take your third eye onto your prop and coming into a restorative sort of variant down dog. This could also be a child's pose with your forehead on the floor. And we just have a nice time here, anchoring in towards the legs. We have to be super powerful and super connected into the midline of our body. So we are having a good time just hugging our skin to the muscle and muscle into the bones, into the energy centers, while we are bringing awareness to our intuition center, our third eye, where we share ideas, where we share feelings of safety and feelings of moving onward with projects, or just the knowing of which direction to go. We ask that the third eye, sixth energy center is specifically in tuned for us. And exhale, come back out from that and take a child's pose. This time we can take the hands alongside the body and come back down with our third eye onto the floor. Tuning and toning our third eye, our intuition center. And gently from there, making our way up to a seat, to a squat. Tuck your toes under, take your hands behind you and sit nice and tall. Bring the shoulder blades back and come into bunny pose with the top of the head onto the floor. Take your arms up to the sky, and you might stay here. This might be a perfect place to be. Exhale if you wanted to, your hands to the floor, and prepare for headstand 1. If you like headstand 2, then by all means take any variant that works. We are moving up and to the very last chakra, Sahasrara, or crown chakra, which is the space, kind of resonates by the space where we were born, the little soft spot. We go and find that for our Shirshasana, or for our bunny pose, or simply a preparatory face for our headstand with the head down right here. And we might have a whole lot more weight on the forearms so that we are feeling secure. Take our legs off the floor. Bring the feet in towards the nose and raise your legs up for your headstand, and connecting to the heart of earth with our crown chakra. We're flipping it upside down and kind of shaking it out a little bit by directing energies, opposite directions, heart of earth, heart of source, clearing and cleaning all of our chakras with our headstand, and just having a good time right here. Staying nice and toned into the midline. Skin to muscle, muscle to bone, blasting the outer layers into the deeper layers, and then organically extending out from there. And giving attention to our top crown chakra, where we have all of our downloads, all of our connections with all of those around us. And we want to make sure that our downloads are appropriate amount, appropriate level, appropriate things or tasks for us to battle. So we're taking our headstand and toning into Sahasrara, our crown chakra. We'll take another 7 breaths here. One for each chakra. And gently making your journey down. Child's pose. Down dog. Keeping our head low. One more vinyasa with intention, all the way from the root, all the way through the 7 energy centers, chakras, over to plank pose, to the belly. Inhale to a nice, yummy, expansive, connected cobra, and exhale, bring it back down and push back, downward facing dog. And from here, come on to a seat, please. And thank you for joining me for that journey through our layers. We'll go through them while we sit comfortably onto our sit bones. We might sit on something. We might sit more at ease. Super nice and even, and feeling the pulse going from the root chakra, our Muladhara, which is our root, which represent the earth, the groundness, our connection to ourselves and to others and to our community. It has the color bright red. And then we move up to the second chakra, the Svadistahna, the sacral chakra. It represents water, the flow in the body. It represents our sexual organs, reproductive organs, the feelings, how we feel, how we express ourselves with our feelings. And then we move up to the third energy center, our Manipura, the center that represents fire. It represents the digestive system, our organs, our metabolism, and how we nourish ourselves. Always keeping it nice and clear and clean with what we feed ourselves to keep a nice balance and a healthy system for our Manipura, our solar plexus chakra. And then we move up to the heart center, Anahata chakra, which governs love of all kinds and empathy, and also governs our circulatory system. It goes out the arms. all those hugs that we'll soon be giving each other again. It represents all of that. And then we move up to the throat chakra, into our Vissuda, speech center, our voice, speaking our truth, also our hearing, what we hear, how we process and how it comes out. We make sure that we speak what we want to speak, whatever downloads comes out in an appropriate level. But yeah, say what is on your mind, because usually somebody else would like to hear it. And then moving up to our sixth energy center, our intuition center, our Ajna center, and where we are connected with everybody around us in our intuition thought process, ideas that manifests into visions, where we see things. And then we move up to the crown chakra, our Sahasrara chakra, where we have a connection to heart of source, where we have our downloads of information that goes down through the center, so we can see it, we talk about it, we can feel it. It starts to build, we're turning and churning it, and then we start to create it, and then we manifest it out, whatever it is that we want to bring out into the world for others or for ourselves. So the colors are red, orange, yellow, bright green, bright blue, and then it's a royal blue, and a vivid purple up to white through the layers. From there, take a comfortable seat. Sit nice and tall. I want to chant one round of the sounds of the chakras, and then we'll take a Shavasana together with a blanket over us to kind of close up all of the centers and leave all the energies that's appropriate for us to go in towards the organs, in towards the areas of our body where it needs to be, to help us stay strong and stay motivated and stay centered and stay on our path. So let's take our palms together in front of the heart, and I'll chant the sounds of the mantras, the seed sounds, and then we'll sit and take our Shavasana together from there. Take a nice big inhale. Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Om. Place your palms up on your knees and sit here as long as you like, to kind of close up your centers in an appropriate amount that's good for us to stay open to receive information and process all the things that are coming at us. You might also lay down for Shavasana. I want to thank you so much for joining me today through this journey. I hope you feel as nice and clear as I do. I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.